several Supreme Court rulings this week. Some are good for lefties, some are good for righties, but one of them gives Trump unlimited power. That was stupid. Liberal media corporation NBC warns its viewers that they are reading quotes from the Supreme Court majority ruling that states can ban male participation in competitive female sports in schools and universities.
Just a quick note here. The terms that we're using here during our reporting, biological male, biological female, the High Court put those terms in quotations in their decision and their dissent. But just so you know, we're using those terms from the decision itself, biological male, biological female.
I think it's so stupid that this guy has to qualify biological male and biological female. Like, I don't think that it is transphobic to say those things whatsoever, unless you're just trying to be an asshole to someone, right? But if we're describing someone in terms of a legal situation like fucking sports, for example, a biological male participating in a female sport, the argument is that that's unfair because of the way they were biologically born. Nothing about that takes away from them having their identity or whatever. And quite frankly, when they act like this, what this does is actually cause more resentment of trans people. This does not help at all. This tiptoeing around on eggshells with language. People are getting sick and tired of it. On the other side of the aisle, President Trump reacts to the Supreme Court's ruling on birthright citizenship. They're keeping it around. The Supreme Court upheld birthright citizenship, which is too bad for our country, but we can easily make it up in Congress through legislation with the support of the president. That has now been determined during this process. No long and unwieldy constitutional amendment is necessary. Congress should start today to work on ending expensive and unfair to our country birthright citizenship. It will have my complete and total support, President Donald J. Trump. And this clip right here is just Trump talking about it months ago that he was trying to do it. Today is the ruling, and he didn't get what he wanted, but he did get something that he wanted. President Trump says the biggest and most consequential decision issued by the court by far is the slaughter case, which overturned the very famous Humphreys executor rule. The whole concept of power has been fought for nearly 100 years, going all the way back to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, where a large slice of his power was taken away. He fought to regain it, even wanting to pack the court, but was unsuccessful in doing so. This decision gives tremendous additional power back to the presidency, where it belongs. It is an honor to be the sitting president who, after all these years, won this very important and hard-fought case. If you're like me and you're like, well, okay, he just got more power. What power does he get? Because he's not saying it. I looked it up. Well, I asked Grok, what kind of power does this give the president, and what are some likely clever ways this current administration may use this power? Short answer is 2026 decision in Trump versus Slaughter overruled Humphrey's executor 1935. It held a statutory for cause removal protections for FTC commissioners violate separation of powers. The president can now remove them at will. This strengthens presidential control over independent agencies exercising executive power. It does not directly affect the Federal Reserve. Important note. The administration can replace leadership quickly to align enforcement with its priorities. For example, shifting FTC antitrust focus, erasing or redirecting regs at other agencies, and speeding deregulation without waiting for congressional changes or holdover officials. Replacements would likely prioritize policy alignment. So in short, this is giving Trump a tremendous amount of power that we haven't had a president have in almost 100 years over regulations. And if you remember what Trump ran on originally, new regulation that is added, 2 must be removed. I think this is going to allow him to do just that and beyond.